Welcome to our live. I'm Peaceful Nick the Medium, and I'm joined by the Cannastrologer. And tonight we're going to talk about all things tarot, astrology, and mediumship. So I'm going to start out by just telling you a little bit about me and my specialty and what I have going on. So, I am an evidential medium and I specialize in helping people heal from the loss of their loved ones. I have several specials and events and things going on. The Can Astrologer and I will be trying to go live every Friday at this time, so you can join us each week. We're going to bounce back and forth between her page and my page so we can go live together. I have a Valentine's Day buy one, get one free coupon. So the coupon is um, V-Day BOGO. And if you forget, you can look on my social media. It's posted there and it's in the description below. And you book a full reading, full price, and you get one free. And you can do this until February 29th for any future date within the next 6 months. It's a really good way to help yourself and a friend out with a reading if they're interested in that and open to it. I also have weekday readings available now. There's a coupon for that. It's a weekday 2024. You get $61 off a full weekday reading. I have mini reading Mondays. That's only $35 for a mini reading on any Monday. All of that is on my website and it's all linked below. I have a free class February 10th. It's Introduction to Mediumship. It'll be via Zoom, and all are welcome to join the free class and learn if mediumship is right for you. If you want to become a medium just for fun, or you want to become a professional medium like myself. Also, I'm just trying to make sure. Professional medium. Oh, I got some background noise here. March 16th is my beginners mentorship, 6-month beginners mentorship that starts March 16th. If you're interested and you have any questions, you can email me or you can sign up on my website. Please subscribe to both of our YouTube channels, like and share this video because we will always be giving, or at least for the time being, in the second half, free readings, either tarot or mediumship readings on these lives. It helps people get a feel for what we do and understand what we do and decide if they are interested in participating in a reading privately. So Abby, would you like to take the floor?
Yes, thank you very much, Nick. So I am the Can Astrologer. My name is Abby, and um, right now the specials that I have going, I have my always everyday 420 special. It's 4 cards, $20. I always read under the deck as well, so it's like an added little bonus. And the decks and oracles and stuff kind of just depends on the sitter. And then I also have 30-minute readings starting at $50, 60-minute readings starting at $100. And I can always do specialized readings, specialized spreads, just depending on the questions, how much information, what you're trying to look for. It just, depends on the person. So what oh, and you can find me on YouTube at the Can Astrologer Tarot. The best way to reach me if you want to schedule a reading is looking in the description of any one of my videos. You can reach out and email me at the canastrologer at gmail.com. Or I have a Calendly link in there where you can schedule ahead of time. And then once I have received your payment, I make sure to confirm all of that information with you, and we go from there. It's super easy. I try not to make it complicated, and
It's
I try
all
to.
in the description also. I just
Yes.
checked. It's all, I wasn't sure if it showed up, but it's all
Oh,
there.
perfect. Thank you for that.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
So, as we get started and more people are joining us, I'm going to get my cards ready. But Nick had talked about, what is it that we do when we get ready for the readings? What is our processes? every medium is different. Every tarot card reader is different. For me personally, when I am preparing for a reading, I want to make sure that that I am in the right mindset, that I am in the right energy.
Mm.
Whether I, cleanse myself, I take a shower, obviously. But it's that whole washing of the energy and getting your mind right, your third eye. I make sure that I always have a white candle lit, helps
Mm.
purify the space and the energy. And you can use other color candles, but white, can represent everything, and it's a sign of purity. And that's the intent that I look behind my readings. Then, of course, we use sage. I sage everything. And if I don't use sage or don't have sage, then I also have Palo Santo. It's a great. So the difference from what I've been told between Palo Santo and sage will get rid of all spirits, negative,
Mm.
positive, all of them. Palo Santo gets rid of negative, keeps your positive spirits around. Regardless, whatever I'm using, I always make sure that when I'm calling in the intent of, excuse me, it's like spirits don't want me to talk right now. Um, I make sure to call in the intent of, which I'm doing the reading. So I always call in spirits for my higher peace, power, protection, and prosperity for the greater good. Um, and then to also pull in spirits, many readers like to use little bells. That's
Mm.
something. And then every once in a while, I will pull out my,
Singing bowl? Is it a singing
yeah,
bowl?
my,
Oh,
it
that's
is a singing
awesome.
bowl. It's really cold right now, so I don't know if it'll work, but let me see if I can get it to work. It takes practice.
Mm. That's beautiful. I love that.
Thank you.
I love that.
So that helps raise the frequency and align your vibration with those of your listeners. So that's how I prepare for my readings when I'm getting ready. I don't know about you, Nicole. What do you do?
So, when I first started in mediumship, I was so anxious. For those of you who aren't aware, I have a totally different side of my brain career. I work in the science, communication, and education industry, and I was scared to start doing readings, especially when I started taking payments. So I would like sit in the power, which is a form of meditation for mediums and astrologers, I imagine, tarot readers, where you connect with spirit and you call in your guides and you set an intention. And it's kind of just like a ritual to get your mind to the right frequency, which I love that you said that about the singing bowl. Is that what it's called, a singing bowl?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's like a Tibetan singing bowl or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. And so I would do this whole process and I would have to set everything up. And now um I have I do always have to have quiet time before I do a reading because when you have a family, as you know,
I know
there's
this.
always a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And you got, people calling you, people texting you, you got dinner going and you got all this stuff and I personally need time to quiet my mind and get in the right place to connect with spirit because um I don't want to disappoint my client. The thing that makes me the most anxious is to have a client show up and then I didn't do my due diligence and prepare properly to be able to give them the best reading, using me as a vessel to give them the best reading. I just it would devastate me if I hurt somebody's feelings or didn't do the best I could. So I really try to get in a quiet place. I have a few little trinkets. A friend of mine gave me this chakra tree with all the different stones, little types of stones. She's really into crystals and stuff. She would understand all those pieces better. Then my son and my daughter-in-law gave me the Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius clear quartz and sodalite, I think it's called. I keep on my desk. And then they also gave me this whole set of different crystals and things, and I'm afraid to take them out of the package. It's for the chakras. So, and
Uh-huh.
you know what I wanted to say when you said the white light, the white candle?
Uh-huh.
So white is actually the combination of all colors.
Yes.
So
It's a
it
value.
combines
It's a value.
all the chakras.
Yes.
So you spin all those colors. If you have a color wheel at home, if you're an art teacher, maybe you spin the color wheel, it turns white. And a lot of people don't know that, but white is the combination of all colors. So that's awesome. So now, more currently, I have so many little trinkets. I have my Yoda, of course, Jedi Master. He's there. And I have my spirit animal, little rhinoceros. So I have these little trinkets. I could do readings without these trinkets.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel like this is my little sanctuary, and I get prepared. But now I do need quiet still, but I don't have to do the long process of sitting in the power. Spirit is so used to me doing readings now that they know when it's about to happen. Sometimes they show up early,
Yep.
and I'm like, you gotta wait.
Yep.
But now, I always, go get ready and go sit at my desk. And right before I sit at my desk, every time there's the spirit. Like I can bet money on it now. Now, in the old days, when I first started 5 years ago, I was so anxious, I wasn't sure. I didn't trust enough. But now I'm
I
so used to
overthought
it.
all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Same. Now I'm so used to it, and spirit's so used to that's going to happen, and here it comes, and there they are. So that's my preparation method. But
And I'm
now it's just pretty simple. A few minutes of quiet time, go to the restroom, and they always pop in there every time.
so, and I'm glad that you mentioned meditation. I think I kind of touched upon it, but also all the crystals and stuff. Like if I showed you, I'd spend a whole hour. This is my Labradorite, and this is my amethyst, and this is my pyrite, and my quartz I found myself. Like all my
Oh,
crystals are
yeah, I
my
was
babies.
watching all the ones you found. That was
Oh,
awesome.
I find quartz crystals like they're candy. I don't know how or why, but they pop up in front of me. That's like one of my it's like spirit symbols or something. Some people see feathers, which I also get those too. I find bones in nature and things like that, but stones and crystals, I've always been fascinated since I was a young child. And
Mm,
I've got over 100 different stones and crystals and
that's
stuff
awesome.
here at my house, and so they're always around me. I have them in my purse, I have them in my bra, I always
I
have
was
them.
gonna ask
I always
if you
have
have
them
any
on me.
bro.
But the meditation part that you talked about is key, is making sure that our minds are free and clear. I'm a mother too, you know that, and making sure that like my daughter, she knows, hey, mom's doing a reading, I'm online, and you need to stay in your room and be quiet,
Mm.
take care of the dog if I need help. So, and sometimes I'm not even that lucky. My dog and my cat, they like to grace inside my readings sometimes. I'm just like, okay, fine. So it's a family affair.
They feel the spirit. They feel the
Yeah,
spirit.
it's a family affair for sure. So
Yeah. The other thing I was gonna say when you said you find things, so I have this story for those of you who haven't heard it about snow globes. So because of my science background, I was very skeptical of spirit guides. I didn't believe it. I thought, oh, okay, because it just sounded crazy to me because I just was so new to this whole world. Um, Not that I didn't dip my toes into the paranormal my whole life. I think we've talked about that in the past.
yeah,
Oh, and we should do a show about aliens.
1000%. I'm already down. That was
Mark
pretty
that
cool.
on your calendar, folks. There will be an alien show coming up.
Yes.
Um, so I asked my spirit guide to show me a snow globe. And then the next day I went to a golf store, which weirdly my son was at that same golf store today. He's on the phone talking to my husband right now. I'm at the golf store and there's a golf snow globe in the middle of March. And I'm like, okay, you're funny. And then I'm scrolling social media, and then there's an ad for a psychic with a snow globe. And then an hour later, social media, another snow globe. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Then I went to work, and there's a place where the kids that get extra time for testing go. And this lady had worked there for like 40 years. And there was an entire wall of probably 500 snow globes or 1,000. I don't know. It was just like she'd been collecting them for 40 years and she had shelves, shelves. And every time I went in there, I'm like, okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. I get it. And so then my son, who had no idea this story about the snow globes, um, gave me a Mars snow globe because that's my specialty.
I love that.
And I have other snow globes. People just started giving them to me, and they don't know that story unless they're like secretly watching my videos all the time. But
So
go ahead.
I don't know if you notice in my background right there. That is
Snow.
my that is my CBA. It's a Cannabis Business Award, Snow Globe. That's the award,
Oh,
and
that's hilarious.
I won that in 2019 um, from the Cannabis Business Awards. It was a cannabis MVP alongside Ricky Williams, who is
The
former
baseball player?
football, the
Oh,
Heisman,
football.
yeah, Heisman
Oh,
football inductee, and he also, amazingly enough, is an astrologer.
I did
So
not know that.
it's
That's amazing.
fascinating information. But Ricky Williams, he has a cannabis brand. It's called Heisman, play on words, and
Ah,
but he has an astrology app. It's called Leela, Lila, Leela Astrology, that I like to use every once in a while as well. So you guys, shout out to them. Wasn't planned, but that's where I got my snow globe. And
that's
so,
amazing.
and it's just crazy that you're talking about that because I didn't know if you knew about that or not. I was like, I moved the camera a little over so you could see it
No,
more. I was like, can you see that? Yeah,
I can see it now, but I'm like,
yeah,
wow. I
yeah.
want a big crystal ball.
Same.
I
That's one of
want
my
one.
next.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my next big purchase for my desk is going to be a big crystal ball.
agreed.
And
Agreed.
every time I go in the haunted mansion, because if for those of you who don't know, I don't live that far from Disney World, and I love going in the haunted mansion, obviously. And I every time I see the lady, her head in the crystal ball talking, I'm just like, I've got to get a crystal ball. I've got to get one.
So, you kind of just cut out there for a second. Can you still hear me?
Mhm.
Okay, I can hear you now. Um, as I was getting the cards ready, just like last week, if anybody is online that saw us last week, I'm pretty sure underneath the deck it was the same exact card that just popped up.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Two
That's
of
funny.
Cups talks about partnership. Also can mean romance, but this is, in this case, it's a partnership amongst friends because you and I have known each other for so long. Victory right behind it. Death and Rebirth, which is the transformation card, also stands for Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. And then we've got Six of Pentacles, this balancing of money, finances, all of that.
It's like you're
Magician.
giving me a reading.
Yeah, I mean, I was just getting the energy, gathering the energy together, so I wanted to get it started. Um, but that is what I'm seeing so far.
If I step away, it's because somebody's calling for me, so I'll just mute myself and be back in a minute.
Okay, no worries. Hi, Jane. How are you?
Welcome, everybody. Please feel free to put questions in the chat about astrology, tarot, mediumship, anything you want to know. We're just getting warmed up. Abby's getting her cards ready, and she's going to talk a little bit about her decks. And you can feel free to ask any questions. And then later, in a few minutes, we will start doing some short mini readings.
Yeah. So, I have over 60 different decks, tarot and oracle decks that I use. One of the main differences between the methodology of what I do versus what Nicole does, I use tarot cards as my tool to connect with spirit. I can, a lot like her, channel, like, like a medium, and it happens, regularly. But I naturally gravitated to tarot cards, and picked up on it heavily, especially as I was learning more and more about astrology. Not all tarot card readers use astrology, and not all astrologers use tarot. But there are a good amount of us, a good portion of us, that combine both, and they're meant to be used together. But I just naturally learned them together. It just made more sense for me to learn that way. So the cards that I'm going to be using today are probably three of my favorite decks that you'll see in most of my readings at the Cannastrologer Tarot here on YouTube. So make sure you give me a like and a follow. The first tarot card deck that I'm going to be using is the Light Seers Tarot. It's a super popular deck. Many card readers, especially on YouTube, you'll see them using this. The reason I like this deck the most is not because of its popularity. It's because number one, many of the cards themselves. Oh, that's Sagittarius, by the way. um, Many of the cards are like modern. It's like set to modern imagery, so it's easier to associate, in modern day. um, but it still holds true to the typical Rider Waite tarot. And then I use oracle cards as well. One of my absolute favorites that I've been picking up and using a lot. Again, a lot of tarot card readers and oracle readers use these as well. It's the tea leaf fortune cards. And this is a crazy deck because there's actually 300 different. Yeah, it's
Wow.
300 different cards. So it just depends on how you use them. Do you pull one? Do you pull multiple? It depends on the length of your spread. But I will be playing with those a little bit today. And then last but not least is the Black Moon Astrology Oracle cards. And the reason I love using these is because, as the can astrologer, astrology is a big part of what I do. And these are not only incorporate astrology, but it associates it to tarot specifically, which is great for
Wow,
people.
that's cool.
And it's great for people who are learning astrology and tarot combined together. But it also gives a lot of great information on astrology itself, what the different houses are, what different things mean. So definitely check into this if you're interested in astrology and oracle. So,
Before you get started, can I tell you one quick story?
yeah.
Um, 35 years ago, 30 years ago, um, I had a friend who was doing astrology charts
Mhm.
for a side business, and it was when computers were really first starting to be a thing,
Uh-huh.
and computer programming was, like, just really becoming a little more common, and they did my chart, and I will never forget reading it with a fine-tooth comb and how exactly accurate it was for my life.
Yep.
And it also said there's a flip side to your sign. You can either do this way and be the good one, or you can flip and be really bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I gotta really be, I always kept that in my mind. I gotta be really careful. I don't want to go on the other side of it.
Yeah. Well, it's like the way I look at birth charts, which is another service that I do, and hail to the old astrologers with the way that they used to manually calculate all of the charts. Thank goodness we live in the age of Aquarius now, where technology is a very easy thing to access. And so apps and astrology apps and birth chart apps and all of that stuff. Um, is amazing. All you just plug in is the information, and it pulls up calculations and planetary, transits and things like that, which helps me out a lot. I am learning how to manually do the charts in case, God forbid, something happens and the internet goes away. But
God forbid.
um yeah, but I do use the apps. It's easier. It's way more, saves way more time, saves my clients way more money than me putting in that time to try to calculate
Mhm.
things. However, I will say, like, for instance, the app that I use, it only tells me so much, and it'll give you like the main planetary alignments and the transits and whatnot. But there's so much more that you can learn from your natal chart, your birth chart. And I always say it's just like a fingerprint or a thumbprint. Everybody's chart, it's like there's only 12 zodiac signs, right?
Mhm.
And that doesn't mean that everybody's going to have the same chart, because there's like, I forget how many exactly, 17 or something different main planetary alignments and asteroids and whatnot. And everybody's can be different. And even if you have the same exact chart as somebody, which is highly rare, right? It's still probably not exactly the same, because within each one of the houses, there's like, I think it's like 29 degrees, of which each one of those particular planets are in each house. So it's
Mhm.
like a really unique thumbprint. And
Mhm.
everybody's different. And it's those, they always say the big three: sun, moon, rising. Those are like the big three. Um,
My
when you're just
sun and rising are both Sagittarius.
So that's funny, because my sun, moon, rising, Uranus, Juno, and Vesta are all Scorpio. All
Wow.
Scorpio. And
I
then
have a
I
lot
also
of other Sagittarius, but I don't remember where they are.
Yeah, and then I also have a five-time Libra stellium that all sits in the 12th house. So it's good to know these things, because that is what actually helps you learn the characteristics about yourself.
What are the
And
houses? I never understood what the houses are.
so there's 12 different houses, and it's just kind of like the 12 different zodiac signs, basically.
Mm.
And for instance, like, okay, your zodiac sign. What's the best way for me to describe this? It's there, because when you get into natal charts, it's like an onion. There's like layers,
Layers.
Yeah, it goes into layers of information. The houses are kind of like a generalization of what the theme is. When that planet is in that house, the planet has its own set of characteristics. And when it's in the house, what you are looking at is how those characteristics of the planet work along with the characteristics of the house. So
Okay.
it's a little bit different for everyone. Like, for instance, the 12th house is all about the occult, metaphysical, hidden haters, dark and
Mm.
light, birth and rebirth and death, and things like that, right? um, and then you've got like the first house, which is about self reflection, how you see yourself, how others see you, things like that. I think it's like the fifth house. I don't have it memorized, or I'd have to go back and reference, but it's like fourth or fifth house talks about family. Like, each one is different. 10th house is work, career, fame. um how it, like, where you'll shine with work and whatnot. So it just depends where your planets or where the asteroids land within that chart. And then you start dwindling it down to the specific characteristics and how they all interact together. It's very fascinating if you're
It is
into,
fascinating.
yeah, if you're into like self-help and the like those those personality tests and things like that. Natal charts are a blast, like, so much fun. So, and I do offer those as a service too. If you guys are interested, just contact me and we'll hash that out as well.
Awesome. I'm just moderating a little bit.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So
Um,
let's stick to tarot, astrology, mediumship, please. Thank you.
yes. And especially if we start doing some readings here in the next couple of minutes, we will want the people who are serious, and this is supposed to be 18 and over only, and be kind. We're here to be kind and help people. If you're not interested in that, you may go somewhere else. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Um, So, what do you want to do next? Do you want to try to do a card pull for someone?
Yeah, that's not a problem. I also wanted to say caffeine is a huge prerequisite to most of my readings. I have to stay awake and alert at all times. Um, Coffee, I probably drink too much of, but I also use a lot of tea. So,
I drink probably too much coffee, but I also drink a lot of water to supplement. I probably fill this up 4 or 5 times a day.
good for you. I need to do that more.
I've always been a big water drinker my whole life, and I didn't have my first cup of coffee till I was 30 years old.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Mine was at 15. I remember distinctly.
I remember liking the smell of coffee, but it never occurred to me, as tired as I was raising 2 babies, to have coffee, but we had a coffee shop in Lake Tahoe. Hi, Kathy. Ooh, maybe you can do a card pull for Kathy.
Ooh, if she would like it, I'm happy to.
Kathy, are you interested in that? She's doing some tarot. Um, I told my grandson that I love him more than bacon and coffee. So, we owned a coffee shop, and my husband actually is a trained coffee roaster. We roasted our own coffee, and he went to Sandpoint, Idaho, to the big coffee roasting school there. And the first cup of coffee I ever drank was roasted by him the day before, because you have to let it set for 24 hours. And every day since then, I've had coffee. I
That's
mixed it half hot chocolate and half coffee, and now it's just less and less chocolate and 99% coffee.
half hot cocoa and half coffee is like one of my main go-tos. It's like my favorite. I love it so
Shocking,
much. I know,
shocking that we
right?
have that in
So weird.
common.
So, and I tell my daughter, my youngest daughter, I tell her all the time, like if she has a wonderful job that she's been at for like a year now, but if that doesn't work out, she could be a barista at like a Starbucks or somewhere,
Mhm.
because she makes me the best coffees in the morning. Like does the latte with the foam and the things.
Mm.
I love
I
her.
can't I can't do all the latte stuff. Too much warm milk makes me tired.
I feel it. So Kathy said that she's interested in a reading. Kathy, do you have a specific question? And if not, I can just do a general energy pull for you. So I'll give you just a moment to answer, but I'll get that prepared for you. I'm going to start with a tea leaf fortune card, and I'm just going to ask for one, unless Spirit gives me more than that. I always read under the deck, and then I'll do top and bottom, because I don't want to make these super long today. I'll do top and bottom with the Light Seers Tarot for you.
I'll let you know if, she responds. Sometimes, on these lives. Just general, she said.
Okay, perfect. Well, then we're going to get started. We're calling in our spirits for higher peace, power, protection, and prosperity for the greater good surrounding Kathy and myself, please. Okay, what do we have for Kathy? Tea leaf fortune. Thank you. Okay, so the card that popped out is fan, if you can see that there.
Mhm.
And it says romance, celebration, and party. So we could be talking about a romance, a celebration, or a party. This could be a celebration of a romance. This could be talking about an engagement or a partnership, a celebration of some sort, anniversary, even birthday, things like that. What am I trying to? What are you trying to say? Like a promotion, could also be like a promotion. Underneath the deck, we've got the month of March. So this could be taking place in March. You could be preparing for it, or it could actually happen in March. Okay. Then let's pull the Light Seers Tarot for Kathy, please. What do we have for Kathy? Always have these pre-shuffled, but then I always shuffle them once I've connected with the energy of the sitter. One more. That's good. Thank you. And it has to feel right before I go ahead. Oh,
Our
I love
19th
that.
wedding.
19th wedding anniversary is this month. That's beautiful. And happy anniversary. Okay, so underneath the deck, the energy going into this is the Seven of Cups. So, Seven of Cups, cups are about emotions, feelings. Um, and the Seven of Cups is all about having options, lots of opportunity, choices. Now, the as far as choices go, sometimes the issue with this card is when you have a lot of opportunity, when you have a lot of choices, it sometimes can be overwhelming. So watch out for that. But for the most part, this is just, it's talking about, having a lot of things to pick and choose from that will, bring you a lot of emotion. And typically when it's upright, obviously, this is like, more positive type of emotion. Top of the deck. Ooh, ooh, I like this for you, Kathy. So when we're talking about lots of options and opportunities, the Ace of Pentacles.
Mm.
Aces, aces are gifts from the universe. The Ace of Pentacles is talking about, um, the potential of something abundant. This could be a new project, a new job, a new promotion, anything that could potentially bring you any kind of money, success, or anything like that. So I really like this energy for you. And again, March could be a significant time frame for you in which you know something abundant could be happening, or and again, I know that you said this month is your anniversary or whatever, but there also could be some kind of like a romance celebration or party that plays into that, so be watching for that. I know not a lot of readers do prediction type of readings, but I do. It's just I read whatever comes out in the cards. And so, because I was talking about the astrology, I'm going to pull one for you. I'm just going to do top of the deck only, Spirit. I know I always read under the deck, but I'm only going to do top for time's sake right now. I love showing off these cards. They're amazing.
People
Totally
love,
resonates.
yeah.
Fantastic. I'm so glad. I love that. I love that. Thank you, spirits. Okay, what else do we have for Kathy? Kathy, please. Thank you. Ooh. Okay. I have to tell you about underneath the deck only because after we just pulled the Ace of Pentacles with the Seven of Cups opportunity, oh my God, behind that is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the tarot card reader of the zodiac. And she's also the all seeing, all knowing. But this card also talks about using your intuition to make the best decision with the opportunities that you're going to have in hand or at hand. Because underneath the deck, we've got card number 45. So 45 could be significant for you. Part of fortune increase. So
Mm.
this definitely has something to do with some kind of increase in finances, work, career, business, something of abundance and prosperity. It doesn't have to be actual coins, anything that brings success or what success is defined with you. But that's what I've got underneath the deck. Top of the deck, we've got number 27, third house, messages. So we're talking about the different houses, and this talks about messages coming to you, and it probably is in regards to part of fortune and increase in finances. I'm just going to read you the cliff notes on this card. Oh yeah, absolutely. So the corresponding tarot card to the third house is the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles in tarot talks about partnership, working together with two or more people. It can even mean marriage in some readings, but it's bringing together people to bring more success. And so, key ideas behind this card is short journeys, the neighborhood, siblings, signing documents, communication, and also rumors. Um, it also says meditation and relaxation are suggested when this card presents itself. The third house, let's see, the third house. I'm trying to see what it says about the third house. More than any other is the house of the mind. So Mercury is about giving and receiving information. So when this card turns up in a reading, there is a need to uncover all that you can and relate the information to others. So that's where I'm going to leave you with that, Kathy. I hope you enjoyed.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Partnership. Yeah, Kathy and I are doing something similar to what you and I are doing. We're gonna go live weekly at the same time. So that when you said that, I'm like, yeah, yeah, I know, I know, I know. I get it. I get
And I had no idea. That's so funny. I love that.
it helps when people who are in the spiritual community who have a good vibe together help each other, work together. Um, Hold on a second, Jane. Because small content creators like all of us need to help boost each other up. Women need to help boost each other up. We need to, and the world the way it is right now, we need to really put as much positivity and light into the world as possible because 2024 is going to be a crazy year in the news cycles and the political cycles. It's going to be very tumultuous, um, one way or the other. So we need to keep putting this light out there.
Yep.
Jane says, will my youngest and oldest daughter mend their differences? I don't know. Are you asking for a card pull? I was going to do a mediumship reading if anyone is interested in that. If anyone on here, if you can hang out, Jane, if I do a mediumship reading, maybe she can pull a card for you.
Yeah.
I will say, as a mother, sometimes you just got to let it ride because once they're adults, or anytime really, they're just going to do what they're going to do. All right. So Jane's open to anything.
Perfect.
Okay. Let me go back and see. Jane, do you have someone you want to talk to in spirit? I can do a little mini reading for you, and then Abby can. Our numbers of viewers kind of keep going up and down, so I'm not sure who's staying and who's going. I'll shake my little Martian globe. Get ready. Your husband's best friend. Okay. Let me get my little drawing pad. You know what I'm hearing, and just say yes or no. I'm hearing old guy. So I don't know if this was a joke that he was the older of the group, or I'm hearing kind of a snarky old guy reference. Does that make sense? I want to make sure I'm with the right person here. And please allow a few moments for the, okay, doesn't make sense. All right. Let me see what else happens. He just keeps saying it. I'm keep sending it back. And when spirit keeps repeating the same thing over and over, I know it means something. This may be something you might think about, you might remember later. Because he keeps saying it. So let's see what else I can get. He's having me draw a flower. So I draw pictures and write when I do readings, and he's having me draw a flower with a lot of petals on it. And saying garden, and also referring to a tattoo. Oh, you understand the flower? Okay. And now I feel like my hands are in the dirt, and the minerals are just in the dirt, like going into my skin, make me feel good. So he could be referring to something you're doing or something he did, or even your husband, since it's his best friend. So let me know if you understand digging in the dirt, touching the minerals. Um, and then they keeps talking about a tattoo, and now he's having me draw a Christian cross. Yes. Okay. I'm assuming that's to the garden because they're delayed a little bit. And then do you understand the Christian cross and or tattoo reference? Yes. Okay. Awesome. Um, he's saying, I'm not alone. So I feel like he, what the sense I'm getting is that others were afraid he was alone when he passed, but he didn't feel alone. Something about being alone at his passing, either feeling alone. He just keeps saying, I'm not alone, and then I can see the time of his passing. And now my ear is ringing like crazy, which happens. I get a lot of ear ringing when I do readings. To get does that happen to you, Abby?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Both ears. I mean, at different times, but
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Jane. Um, he wants you and your husband to know he didn't feel alone. He let's talk who he was greeted by. Um, he was greeted by he was greeted by a female. So this could have been a grandma or mom that passed before him that greeted him when he crossed over. And he said, enveloped. I was enveloped in love. So there's a female that greeted him and he was enveloped in love. And he said, don't be afraid. Yes, 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 yeah. Okay. He said, don't be afraid. I feel like he's referring to you or your husband. A fear of death is coming up. Um, he said, don't be afraid. It's an easy transition. It's like, boom, you're there. Um, so let me know if you understand the don't be afraid reference. And he wants you to know he's safe, he's at peace, he's very nonchalant about it. Um, and now he's talking about someone with cancer or recently had a possible cancer scare. Okay, good. I'm glad you're not afraid of dying. But his message is don't be afraid. And then he's referring to cancer or a recent cancer scare. And this could be the female he was greeted by, he himself, or someone in your close orbit. And just let me know. You know what I noticed watching back videos? Yes, thank you, Jane. Just know, um, and now he's talking about a ring. I don't know if maybe him and your husband went to college together and have the same like college ring or high school ring. He's talking about a significant ring. Let me know if you understand that. And I noticed like I've been, going through videos to post clips of them. When I do readings, my nose itches. Okay. You may think of the ring later, Jane, or find something about a ring later. Maybe a ring was placed with him after he passed. Maybe a ring was taken off of him. Something he's like, remember something about the ring. You can email me and let me know or comment on one of my videos or something if you remember. Just know your husband's friend is safe and at peace. And he keeps saying, I was not alone. I was not alone. And I appreciate you allowing me to connect with him. I thank you very much. And feel free to email me any information you remember or find out to fill in any of these gaps. Thank you. I appreciate it.
now if I if it's okay, I was pulling cards based on her original question about her
Mhm.
daughters
Okay.
as you were doing the reading. And I want to actually go over because this might answer her original question. I see
Okay.
it. I see it kind of plain as day. First off, underneath the deck is the Five of Wands, Jane. Wands are about passion, and passion can mean towards a person, whether that's romantic or platonic. And but it also can mean passion towards work, career, finance, business, or a passion project. Now the Five of Wands, if you notice how the card is kind of depicted here, it's showing competition, battle, some kind of fight. It can be and it's not like, you know, all out war or physical fighting. This is like squabbling, arguing, you know, nitpicking at each other. And it can be fighting amongst siblings. So then the cards that fell out on top were the Three of Pentacles, which this talks about partnership, you know, between three or more people. And or it could be two people in like an entity or two people in a thing. But for I'm feeling literally, it's like two children, mother, everybody. Why can't we just get along? Like this is the first card that fell out. So this is the question, like, when is this going to happen? Then I see in present tense, there's somebody who's reflecting here. I want you to take a close look at this card because I feel like the person who's doing the most reflecting may actually reflect closer to the looks of this character. So she could have shorter hair. Um, and this card talks about having courage by using messages, or I'm sorry, by using lessons that you've learned or that they've learned from the past in order to be able to move forward and moving forward courageously. She's sitting there reflecting, looking out a window, and trying to make plans for the future. So then the third card after that is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, aces again, are gifts from the universe. And this is the beginning of a beautiful new relationship. It doesn't have to be brand new. Obviously, they know each other already. But this is talking about like a new start, a new beginning, a new, um, you know, like a new level of the relationship, but coming together harmoniously. Cups are about emotion, and also one of them or both of them could be Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, and or have this somewhere strong in their chart. Now, typically I don't pull multiple cards beyond that, but I did happen to see what was behind that. We had the Devil, which is Capricorn. This talks about toxic energy, any kind of toxicity. And again, if we're looking at squabbling and fighting, there could be some kind of toxic fighting between sisters. But then again, we've got the Six of Pentacles. It could have been arguing about money or balancing of money, balancing of funds of some sort. But I do see balance and then coming in. And then we have another ace. So that's like two aces in one reading. And this talks about truth and justice and victory. So I do see a outcome of, I mean, ace, ace, you know, outcome of truth and coming together after some squabbling and fighting. There is one or both potentially, but one of them at least who is doing some true reflecting and, you know, looking at how to maybe use lessons from the past in order to, you know, to mend things in the future. But I do see it coming together. So I hope that helps with your reading. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thank you, Jane.
That was very, very cool, and I love that you pulled those cards, while I was doing the reading because the energy was all already bubbling up,
Yeah.
bubbling up.
Oh, so
That's
glad.
awesome.
Yeah, so glad. I'm happy to bring you answers, clarity, and insight. Thank you.
I was, busy deleting and muting.
Yeah,
I don't understand why what people just, how go read a book.
you know, the way that I
Maybe
look
you
at
need a hug. Maybe you need
the
a hug.
the way that I look at online haters and you know, just instigators and things like that. First off, especially us as mediums, we transmute energy. We're
Mhm.
alchemists. So you throw that kind of shit at us, we're just going to transmute it and or block you. This is
Right.
our channel, our pages. We can do it and say whatever we want.
Mhm.
And so, in order to be, a medium, especially in this day and age, of any kind, whatever form of divination that you use, I feel like you have to have, guts of steel, basically, in order to get past. I mean, people think we're crazy. People think, I mean, we talk to spirits all day long, and you know, and believe me, like when I had my first real interaction, and I heard voices talking to me, and I knew who it was, and they were like screaming at me in my head, and I'm like, what is going? I thought I was crazy. Like I thought I
I
was
thought
because
that's exactly how I felt when I had my first experience.
yeah,
Exactly. I thought, "What is going on?"
yeah. Like I thought I was going insane, but then I realized, those voices in my head are not those are actually my spirits talking to me. And then I found out that not everybody has those voices, not everybody has a conscience, and that blew my mind because
Same,
that's
same.
something I've had my entire life, but this is
I didn't have the voices. I had claircognizance my whole life, and I thought, "No, everybody doesn't know what's gonna happen before it happens." I was, like, idiotically shocked, like, "What? You don't know what other
yeah,
people are thinking all the time?" I just thought everybody knew, you know?
yeah,
And then I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's crazy."
yeah.
And the thing about Guts of Steel, um, I've been around a long time. I've had a lot of experiences, and I'll say, my family's Sicilian, and my dad is very loud. When he energetically, I'll say, energetically loud. So, somebody making a rude comment does not phase me in the least, and all I'm gonna do is transmute the energy because I'm here to help people heal.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of why I'm doing this. I'm
Yeah.
not here to entertain trolls who need a hug. You need a
Right.
hug. If you're saying mean things to people on the internet, you need a hug.
And the fact of the matter is they're only helping our views and our subscriptions
Yeah,
and our and the
they're putting us in the
algorithm. So
algorithm.
thanks.
Rock on.
Yeah.
I have a reading in 30 minutes I have to get ready for. So I'll go over my stuff again, my coupons and upcoming events. Kathy Behrens and I will be live on TikTok Thursday night at 7:30 Eastern time. I have a Valentine's Day buy one get one coupon, V-Day BOGO. If you can't find it, it's on all my socials if you want to find it. A weekday save $61. Weekday 2024 coupon, a free class February 10th for introduction to mediumship to see if it's right for you. March 16th is my 6-month beginner's mentorship. Please subscribe to my YouTube. I will be going live on here much more regularly. I have mini medium Mondays, only $35. If you're new to mediumship or you just need a short message, you can register for my mini medium readings. They're 15 minutes and you can get a lot out of a 15-minute reading, as you saw here. What do you have coming up?
So, once again, I'm Abby, the Cannastrologer, and you can find me at the Cannastrologer Tarot on YouTube. Just follow all of my readings in the description below those videos. You'll see the different types of readings I do, the different services, including birth charts and natal charts and all of that. I have mini readings. It's for 420. It's 4 cards, $20. It takes about 15-20 minutes. But then I have 30-minute readings, which are way more in depth with multiple decks and multiple oracles, which lasts 30 minutes, and that's $50. And then I've got a 60-minute reading, even more decks than that, even more in depth. You can ask multiple questions, and that's $100. And then I can do even larger spreads. It just always depends on the reader, your questions, what you're looking for, and just the energy, that you're looking to pull. So you just let me know. You can contact me at thecannastrologer@gmail.com and follow me on all my socials. We have
All
all that
linked below.
information. Yep. But I look forward to seeing you guys again next week. Kathy and Jane, thank you so much today. Really, really, it's an honor reading and sharing this time and energy with you, with all of you. So thank you guys, and thank
And
you.
Jane, I'm hearing find out about the ring screaming in my ear. So, and now my nose is itching. I'm gonna have to pay attention to that nose
That
itching.
is always a telltale. I say it in all of my readings. It's like almost I dream of Jeannie, but bitches all the time.
I didn't notice it till today when I'm snipping short pieces and I'm like, I keep itching my nose. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. And now I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's happening.
No, you were also talking about ringing in the ears. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you're talking about a physical ring, or maybe the spirit could be talking about ringing in the ears too.
No, this was a physical ring for
Physical
Jane.
ring. Okay.
Something with the ring and the friend. He was very serious about the ring. But yeah, I get ringing in the ear sometimes if I'm having a heated discussion with someone. And it's my mom comes to me a lot and tells me to shut up. She'll start. I have a lot of opinions. Shocking for a fire sign.
Go figure, right?
And I'll be like, blah, blah, blah. And it starts ringing. I'm like, "Mm, okay, I get it. I get it. I'll shut up now." But anyway, lovely, Abby, I'm so happy. We plan on being back next Friday at 6. There are some other things going on, but we plan on being here 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. I hope you all join us. I love you, dear. Bye, ladies. Bye, Kathy. Bye, Jane. And I'll see you later.
Thank you all. Peace.
Bye.